Here in Motown, as our good guys continue to try to confuse the central race, and the frustrated Tigers still hold a slim lead with just 6 games remaining. Can our Sox continue the spoiler roll? Find out next, right here on Comcast Sportsnet. We are coming to you from Comerica Park in Detroit, where tonight Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball. There's Jose Abreu, Alexa Ramirez, Javi Garcia, and our Sox as they get set to butt heads with Miguel Cabrera, Victor Martinez, Torrey Hunter, and the first place Detroit Tigers. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrell. Since we get set to bring you Game 2 of this 3-game series, if you missed the opener last night, you missed a Jim Dandy. We had a couple of 25-year-old rookies out there, one left-hander, that was theirs, Kyle Lobstein, and one right-hander, Chris Bassett, that was us. He was just outstanding. Tyler Flowers was a 2-run homer, and we won that ball game 2-0. Also, we have played this club this year 17 times, and we have won 9 of the 17. And also, of the last 11, we have won 7 of those. So if you're the Tigers, that's not too good.
Tigers trying to win this thing, and they've got a slender 1-game lead. And if you take a look at the last 11 between these two teams, Sox 7-4. Almost 5 runs a game they've averaged. Extra base hits, surprising for a team that hasn't been overwhelming offensively. Quality starts, 6, that's pretty good. And a bullpen ERA of 3.18, that's unbelievably well. However, there was a time when the Tigers dominated the Sox. That time is not now.
Well, 2 guys out on the bump tonight, a right-hander, Scott Carroll for us, and a big left-hander, David Price for them.
Should be an interesting matchup. David Price really hasn't lived up to the billing since coming over from Tampa. Back on April 27th, Price took a beating from our Sox. 8 earned runs, 9 hits over 6. Scott Carroll, August 29th against the Tigers. Well, he gave up 10 hits in 5 innings. Only 3 of the 7 runs he gave up were earned. So hopefully tonight he can take a page out of the book of Chris Bassett. Throw that curveball, keep it down, change speeds, and use that good sinker and subdue these Tigers.
Well, the first rule in baseball, as we all know, is catch the baseball. And last night, our guys were throwing some leather. Hopefully, they'll do it again this evening. So sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Last night, Chris Bassett was absolutely unbelievable. In a must-win for the Tigers, they ran into Chris Bassett, who threw his best game in the major leagues by far. The curveball was outstanding. He got it over early. He changed speeds. He got double plays when he had to. Retired some very tough hitters, got out of jams, and did just about everything you would expect that a guy trying to make the ball club for next year would do. Here's our lows, never stop improving statistic. 7 2/3 last night for Chris. He gave up only 6 hits, 0 runs with just 1 walk. And he richly deserved his first major league win. So stay with us. We'll be back with more after these messages. Robin's going to line up our Sox for the game tonight. It's going to be Eaton, Ramirez, and Abreu at the top with Garcia, Vecino, and Konerko in the middle. Semien, Fegley, and Sanchez rounded out. The defense and how they'll line up behind David Price. It'll be Martinez, Davis, and Hunter in the outfield with Castellanos, Suarez, Kinsler, and Cabrera in the infield. Alex Avila for the second time in a week behind the plate. And our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is David Price. There you look at the numbers. We're ready to play baseball. I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
Hi, Steve. Thank you. And the big 6'5" right-hander, or left-hander, I should say. David Price, first pitch taken for a strike by our Adam Edom. Before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. Eaton comes in hitting it .298 a homer. He's driven in 35. He did not play last night. Outfield slightly to the left. Very quickly 0-2.
What will be interesting with David Price is seeing if he goes inside to the right-handers. He has a tendency and has been staying away. His ERA up over 4 as a member of these Tigers, and by his own admission, he just is not executing the pitches. So we'll see how that plays out this evening.
Adam has faced Price 4 times, and he has 3 hits. And our Sox come in hitting at .253 as a club with a 4.28 ERA. As we mentioned at the top, we played them 17 times, and of the 17, we have won 9 of them. We've played 8 games here at Comerica Park, and we've won 5 of them. Not up there. Can't get him up there.
Menard's pitch tracks is a high fastball up and out of the zone, and even though it's only 92, it looks like 98 or 9 when you try to get on top of that fastball.
He's 29 years old, out of Nashville. So here is Alexei. Alexei was 0 for 3 last night, 5 for 26 lifetime off Price. And that's a can of corn. 2 down. Right now, let's check out our picks to click. DiMangio, our director and the crew, wants Konerko. Steve's going with Alexei. And George McDonald, Gail Tucker, Jeff Lorkey, Joe Ronofsky and we're going to go with Josh Phegley. So here is Abreu.
David Price has given up a lot of home runs this year. 25 of them in all. And we'll see if he decides to go inside on Abreu tonight.
One to count in here at Comerica Park. 345 down the left field line, 330 down the right field line, 365 in right center, 370 in left center, and a whopping 420 dead of way center. That pitch off the plate called a strike.
Everything in this at bat has been away from Jose.
Now they're going to go inside. And that pitch had a part of the zone.
He had already called one questionable. That time Jose got the benefit of the doubt.
He hit the ball hard last night. Several times. Robbed by Torrey Hunter.
Avila gave him 5 different signs. Price was determined not to throw the baseball, and eventually Jose stepped out.
Almost identical pitch right there. Meanwhile, 1-2-3 inning, couple of strikeouts after half inning of play. It's our guys nothing, and their guys coming to bat.
Cabrera at the top with Victor Martinez, J.D. Martinez, Castellanos in the middle. Avila, Suarez, and Davis rounded out, and Davis can really run. The defense and out of the lineup behind Scott Carroll is Viciedo, Eaton, and Garcia in the outfield with Simeon, Ramirez, Sanchez, and Konerko in the infield. Josh Phegley gets a nod behind the plate, and our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is Scott Carroll. On for his 25th game, his 19th start, looking for his 6th win. And you'll know pretty early with Scott. If he keeps the ball down and guys are hitting the top and beating it into the ground, he probably is going to have a pretty good game.
Here's Kinsler. Ian hitting at 273, 16 homers, and 86 knocked in. That is a lot of RBIs for a leadoff guy. First pitch strike. Tigers come in hitting at a whopping 277. The team ERA is 4.00. They are 41-34 here at home. 45-36 on the road. Kinsler 0 for 4 last night, and lifetime against, he's seen Scott twice. He has 1 hit.
A couple of good pitches in this sequence, both on the outside corner. Put Kinsler in a 1-2 hole.
Well, we talk about how to go to postseason. You got to win close ball games, and you got to play well in your division. That has not been the case. The Tigers this year, 32-38 against the Central. That's going foul. They have played, as we mentioned, us 17 times. We won 9 of them. They have played Kansas City 15 times. Kansas City's won 10 of the 15.
This one kind of hangs over the middle of the plate. But fortunately, it's foul.
He gone.
He kept that breaking ball out of the strike zone. Josh did a nice job of catching it on the hop. And this pretty good base runner kept off base at the top.
That'll bring up the right fielder Torrey Hunter, hitting at 287, 17 long ones, and 81 knocked in. I was talking last night about how you might be the youngest 38-year-old playing wise. That's not the case because he's 39. High pop up right side. Paulie got room, and that is out number 2. That even makes this year look even better. This is some comments from Pat Osmus, the skipper.
Yeah, this is the finale of a 2-year deal for $26 million. Osmus and a few people around here would love to see him come back for another year.
Here's Cabrera hitting at 313, 23 homers, 104 driven in. He had 4 good at bats last night and got 1 hit. Chops that one foul. He has faced Scott 3 times and he's 0 for 3. What a hit.
He's one of those guys with enough power to easily reach the seats in right or right center field.
They have not made a fence that this guy can't hit it over.
But he's really come alive the last 6 weeks of this season. He was in a slump for a while.
He was hurt.
But I would say the physical aspects didn't help him very much. But now he appears to be, and is, I believe, as healthy as one can get late in the season.
And that ball hit deep into right center field. So he'll pull up with his 51st double. That is a new career high for him. He had 50 down with the Marlins.
Had this been a straightaway right, it would have been a home run. He crushes the ball the opposite way. No chance at all for Adam or Avi to come up with it. And there's a man in scoring position.
Well, you got to be careful with this guy because he is, in his last 24 bats, he's 11 for 24. He's hitting at 336 with 31 homers, and he's knocked in 100. He was 2 for 2 last night with a walk and a hit by a pitch. So you might just do a little pitch around, or make him hit something very bad, which is not his MO. There's a curveball strike.
In a similar situation last night, Chris Bassett with Cabrera at second and 2 outs worked him very carefully, wound up hitting him and then retiring J.D. Martinez and getting out of the first.
Pretty good pitch, did not get it.
Tries to heat him upstairs. Can't quite get it there.
There's a chopper. It's a fair ball and a breaking pitch, and that'll retire the side. 2-out double by Cabrera. After 1, no score.
Later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Ivy takes strike 1. Ivy was 0 for 4 officially last night, but they sent that shot that he hit off Cabrera into New York for a review, which there's a good chance they will overturn it because it was a base hit. So Castellanos throws him out, 1 down.
Price is going inside a whole lot more than he has since coming over here to Detroit. His record with the Tigers, 3-4, his ERA 4.09. This for them is his 10th start.
Here's Tank. Viciedo at 233, 21 long ones and 57 knocked in. A beautiful evening here in Detroit, not a cloud in the sky.
I can't believe in just about any city that's on a lake, especially one of the Great Lakes, we have 3 days of 0% rain. Not sure I've seen that too often, but the last 2 days have been beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Just a little chilly at night.
We're supposed to have 4 great days at home for the last 4 games with Kansas City. And also a reminder that on Saturday, that'll be Paul Konerko Day. So get your family, your children. Let's fill that park up for Paulie. After all the great years he spent with us, give him something to remember, and also give your children something to remember forever. There's a shot base hit. Now he's on his way to second, and he will get there. Got him a change up. That's his 22nd two-bagger.
Davis doesn't throw very well, and so if the Sox have a chance, they're going to try to exploit that.
And here's Paulie. Paulie 1 for 3 last evening. And of course Saturday the Royals are going to throw a left-hander, so Paulie will probably be in there. Maybe making his last appearance. That ball here well into right field. Torrey back now right at the edge of the track.
This before the game tonight. It's a little ceremony for Paul. They give him a base. Omar Vizquel does the presenting. And that lower left, that's some clay from the right-handed batter's box here at Comerica Park,
where he has had a lot of success. Here's Marcus Semien hitting at .230, 5 homers, 24 knocked in, 0 for 4 last evening. It's just off the plate. Two and 0.
Bryce now has 257 strikeouts. He came in 232 in the third innings. And if they go deep into the postseason, Bryce is probably going to be knocking at the door of 260 this year.
Well, they've got to get there first.
Just catches a piece of the inside corner. Alex Avila eased it back into the zone.
Tank at third, 2 out. And the 2-2 pitch. Would not chase it, so a full count. Josh Phegley on deck. Teddy did go, and that'll retire the side. We get the double by Viciedo. Can't do anything with it. Paul Konerko during the final 4 home games versus Kansas City with tributes and special giveaways. So join Club Konerko, a special outfield section, to receive an exclusive Paul Konerko collectible. And don't miss Paul Konerko Day on September 27th, because it might be the last game that he ever plays in his career. As I mentioned, they're going to pitch a left-hander. And then on Sunday, they're pitching Ventura, Cardano Ventura, hard-throwing right-hander. So Paulie, last game might be on Saturday. Here's J.D. Martinez. This might be the find of the year right here.
If you consider production versus cost, they got him. He was released by Houston. Didn't cost anything in players. And here he is with a remarkable season.
Well, the irony is that they tried, and I was talking with some Tiger people prior to the game, and they offered Houston a pretty good prospect for him, and they turned it down, and then they just released him.
It was pretty much unbelievable, because they had their eye on him, and yet they couldn't get a deal made. So they're pretty happy about not having to give up any more prospects and still getting the guy they wanted in the first place.
That truly is amazing.
Yep. Yep.
Checks it up. Comes in hitting at .317, 23 homers, 76 knocked in. Did not start the season, obviously, with him. He was at Toledo. 29 doubles, 3 triples, and some huge base hits. As he gets it on the first hop, now he'll get it back in and hold him to a single. So good job by Tank. Got a nice hop on that ball. Martinez now 4 for 4 off Scott Carroll.
Well, Scott's going to have to start getting the ball down. He's only thrown 1 ground ball. That was on a breaking pitch to Victor Martinez. And usually when the team he's facing is not hitting ground balls, that means that sinker isn't sinking, and he's going to have some problems. So hopefully he can induce Castellanos to ground into a double play with a good sinker.
Well, that 1 ground ball was on a curveball.
Yep.
Nick hitting at .264, 10 homers, 62 driven in. Yes, 22 years old.
Martinez is 6 out of 9 in stolen bases. One they really have to worry about is hitting 9th in the order. That's Rajai Davis. That man can swipe some bags for you. He's got 33 of them this year.
Had 45 last year at Toronto. .45 in 51 attempts.
That's been his game, and they got him playing center field.
Well, he's not a good center fielder, and Martinez is not a good left fielder. So their outfield defense is very, very suspect. Their bullpen, very, very suspect.
What they can do is they can pummel you offensively.
Well, you know, we have as many home runs as they do. They have 150, we have 150, but they're hitting 277 and we're hitting 253, and we have got a good change of pace, so to speak, in our hitting from Todd Steverson. So we're in good shape in that department.
Well, the big factor, the Tigers coming into tonight's play, 733 runs they've scored. The Sox, 643. That is a 90-run differential.
And that's why they're in first place.
Yeah,
and we're trying to be a spoiler. Yeah, you put this offense in our ballpark and you could probably tack another 40 or 50 home runs on it.
Our park is a very lively ballpark. Doesn't have near the dimensions of this one.
One and two the count. Oh, Paulie just popped out of his glove. Control, steps on the bag. One out with Martinez in the second.
Paul's first inclination was to go to second base and cut down Martinez. But unfortunately, he could not corral it. Tough night last night for Alex. 3 strikeouts and a ground out. His first game back after missing 7 with concussion-like symptoms.
He has faced Scott 3 times, has 1 hit. Takes a breaking ball strike. I got a text from a friend of mine who caught my comment on Konerko and his defense in 2005. And he caught the tail end of it. And what I said in that was the fact that what went unsaid, for the most part, under the radar, not a good swing by Alex, and the count 0-2 that was one of the huge reasons that we got to postseason play, was the defense of Paul Konerko in 2005 and all the errors that he saved that infield with him digging them out of the dirt all season long. It's hard to go to postseason play unless you've got a good first baseman, a guy who can save those errors. If you look at Baltimore when they were that super club, so to speak, that's fouled away, they always had a good first base. Boog Powell was a good first baseman, had good hands.
Eddie Murray was
Eddie
a great
Murray
first
may have
baseman.
been the best overall first baseman I've ever seen if you count the bat and the glove.
He was exceptional. Played every day also.
Yeah, a couple of years ago when they asked me to fill out my all-time team, I had him at first base.
504 home runs.
No, he was just. But people didn't understand what a great first baseman he was because of all that offense he had.
Well, he came up as a DH. That's probably why they thought, well, he came up as a designated hitter because he can't field.
Yeah. Got him. He gone. Curveball. 2 down.
That's 4 strikeouts in a game and 2 innings for Alex Avila, who's really struggling.
Eugenio Suarez. Hitting at 247. He's just 23 years old. 4 homers. He's knocked in 23.
Suarez has been part of that revolving door at shortstop as the Tigers try to find some combination that will take them into the postseason and deep into the postseason.
To the count. Well, they've got a shortstop when he gets well. He's going to be there for a while. Jose Iglesias. He is really good.
They got him from Boston. He was slated to play every day. Then they really had to start mixing and matching when he had stress fractures in both shins. Lost for the year.
That's the first one of those that I've heard of in both legs.
I've never heard of it.
Me either. So there's the base on balls to the rookie, and here comes the veteran who's really hurt us in his career, Rajai Davis. 2 on, 2 out. Rajai is a .309 career hitter against us with a lot of stolen bases and a lot of big RBIs. Takes low and away. That evens the count. If you're just tuning in, no score here in the bottom of the second, but they have a 2-out threat. Josh with a nice job. It's off the plate, and the count goes to 3-1 with Ian Kinsler on deck.
That was a good sinker. This one just dove out of the zone.
So 2 on, payoff pitch. There's a throw in time, and he pitches out of it. So they threaten they can't score, and we're into the third, no score. This coming Sunday, all fans will receive a free ticket to a 2015 April or May home game excluding opening day, and one lucky fan will win a diamond suite. Also, hundreds of other prizes will be given away as our Sox say thanks for your support this season. So to purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/tickets. Here's Josh to lead it off. No score, top of the third. Generous call right there goes to Price. High pop up right side. Cabrera giving chase. He's there. Makes a nice catch. Good hands. He has really good hands.
Much easier play for Kinsler, but he couldn't get there. He was playing pretty much up the middle. Long way for him to go. And Miguel just eases it into the glove.
Tremendous eye-hand coordination. As here is Carlos. He was 1 for 3 last night, hitting at .256. No homers. He's driven in 5. Takes the bunt. Then he takes the strike.
Well, you were talking about the fact that you need a good first baseman to get to the playoffs. Miguel Cabrera is one of those. Take away the offensive output, just look at the defense that he gives him, and he's a pretty good one.
Well, he's just a tremendous baseball player. He knows how to play the game. He understands the game. He's probably got as much baseball acumen as anybody.
And more talent than most. He's got a lot of baseball acumen and a lot of talent.
Yeah. And that's the reason he's made over $500 million playing the game. That's in the center field. Line drive, so that's 2 outs.
But you've also said that he could be the biggest bargain on their ball club, and they're paying him a ton.
Well, as a rule, the cheapest player you have is a guy who makes the most money if, in fact, he earns it. And he certainly earns it.
He does that.
It's the guys who are making, $5-6 million a year because of arbitration and because of time. Those are the ones that kill you as far as the cost of doing business goes. No, he puts fannies in seats because of double use. Eaton struck out his first trip leading off the ball game. Got him on a high fastball. No, the superstars are the guys who fill up the ballpark.
Take a look at this swing. He just collapses in the batter's box.
0-2 the count.
Left foot goes out from under him, and it's down goes Eaton.
And there's a shot past Castellanos, so he'll hold up at first.
Well, after a real bad swing, there's a very good swing. It's up and out over the plate. Castellanos was off the line. He has no chance to go to his right and make the play. So, man with pretty good speed on base.
I think he's getting on him about that swing. Meanwhile, he's 4 for 6 lifetime off. It's David Price.
That's pretty good. Not a whole lot of guys can say that. His former Cy Young Award winner.
Here's Alexei. They want to go inside. No score. Kansas City at Cleveland. That game in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Good pitching.
Salazar on the bump.
Against
the Tribe.
Ventura, who's on the mound for Kansas City. We saw just how good Ventura could be.
Yeah, they got him listed at 5'11", 167 pounds, and he's throwing 100 miles an hour with a 12-6 hook. And every now and then a decent changeup. Come on.
He looked every bit a veteran in that ball game he threw against us in Kansas City.
Boy, he sure did.
I mean, he had command of everything and could throw it by anybody.
Well, that's when you get game pitched against you like that. Just tip your cap. I mean, it's easier said than done because for the guys who went 0 for 4, they take it hard. But you've got to learn how to take those 0 for 4s and try to make them constructive rather than destructive. And the way you do that is understanding that he's a major league pitcher and he's got major league stuff, and he just beat you that particular day. That's all. You'll get him next time. He didn't make many mistakes in that game.
There's a pretty good philosophy that everyone will try to do. There's not a lot of people can accomplish it. It doesn't matter what business you're in. You throw out the end result, because that's happened already, nothing you can do about it. So throw out the end result and then try to figure out how you got there. If you can figure out how you got there, you can throw out the end result and make it into a positive situation.
Well, you got to figure out, just like a fingerprint, you got to figure out your own procedure, your own process, and how to do that. The most precious millisecond that a hitter has is when he gets a belt high fastball right down the middle, he swings, and pops it straight up. In that millisecond, as soon as you pop that ball up, you know, if you grasp that millisecond, you know exactly what your body did wrong to pop it up, instead of slowing your bat down or screaming and letting it go. That's when you learn, right there, just after you pop it up or you ground it out or you swing and miss. Let's transpose that to pitching. When you get the bases loaded, 3-1 count on George Brett, and you miss with a curveball high, do you know exactly what went wrong in that delivery? Sure.
You can't always execute it, but you know what went wrong.
Sure.
Probably a combination of a couple things. You're either overstriding or you're not getting on top of it. You're getting to the side or underneath it. Easily cured, but sometimes in the moment you just don't do it.
That's a high pop up middle of the diamond. Now Kinsler makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. We do get the base hit by Eaton, but we are still scoreless.
Sox Tigers tomorrow at 11:30 on Comcast Sportsnet.
And what a pitching matchup. Chris Sale against Justin Verlander. But you know, getting back to that millisecond with the pitcher, I've been at the plate when a guy has thrown a pitch, released it, and as soon as he released it, he screamed, "No!" What was it?
He's hoping to convince you.
Hanging curveball.
Hoping to convince you.
He knew he hung it as soon as he released it.
Yeah.
Here's the top of the order for the Tigers. Kinsler, then Hunter, then Cabrera. Pretty good pitch, didn't get it. Had part of the zone.
Marcus is in close and over toward the line for Kinsler.
That's high, kind of Cornish. 1 out. Here's Torrey. He fouled out to Canerco. Torrey with 17 homers, 81 knocked in last year. Had 17 homers and 84.
They got their money's worth as he hit 304 overall.
Has another can of corn. Well, the value placed on presence on a ball club, in the clubhouse, and especially when you have some young players, it's hard to put a value on that because it has tremendous value.
Well, he also knows what it's like to go to the postseason. He's been there 7 times in the division series. He's been there 3 times in the league championship series.
He's a winner.
And he's trying desperately to get to that World Series.
He is a winner. His attitude is impeccable. And when you get young players breaking in, like they're going to have a few. You got Castellanos and you got Iglesias. It's very important sometimes on what kind of a club they break into and break north with. The attitude. And sometimes it affects them it forms a mindset for them.
And that's why I'm certain, but Brad Ausmus, especially with his comments today, would like to see him back for a year.
Oh, he got a hanger right there, Paulie. Watch out, Josh. That didn't take long. He retires the top 3, and we're still scoreless.
Chicago fan photo for a chance to have it shown on our broadcast later in the game. Brought to you by AT&T.
It'll be Abreu, Garcia, Viciedo. 3 very strong, very young men. Outfield, for the most part, straight up. Big hack. Yeah, well, we were talking before the game that one of the big breaks that obviously Ill got was breaking in with the Tigers and being around a couple of guys like Miguel Cabrera, Torrey Hunter, and Victor Martinez. There's a ground ball to Suarez. And you see the way he is in the clubhouse and on the field.
Well, he does get some joy out of the game. He really enjoys it.
Sure
Those guys that you talked about all truly enjoy the game. And they're all leaders. I mean, it's nice if you got one leader. If you have 3, you're going to do okay. Now, that being said, this team is probably underachieving with what they put together and what they've acquired during the course of the season. In fact, talking with a lot of people around their ball club, they believe they should be running away with it, only to find themselves in a death duel with Kansas City to win the division.
Well, sometimes that's not a good swing, but sometimes it's the forest and the tree syndrome, and it's easier to be on the outside looking in. And from our standpoint, it's very, very easy to say why they're not, because everybody in spring training thought they were going to run away with it. It's the bullpen.
Yep. It's
that simple.
It's been that way, and that's one of the reasons why people cannot understand with Brett Ausmus why Story isn't closing.
That ball hit high and deep in center field. Rajai Davis back now near the track.
This is what it looks like coming into action tonight. The Tigers with a slim 1-game lead. The Indians about ready to fall out of it. They're 0-0 in Cleveland, but Kansas City threatening. They got first and second with 1 out. If the Royals win, it's going to put a lot of pressure on these Tigers to respond here tonight. So far, Scott Carroll throwing very well, as is David Price.
Well, if you want to compare the Tigers and the Kansas City Royals, first of all, the outfield defense, there's no comparison between Kansas City and Detroit, as that's going to be a very quick 1-2-3 inning with 3 very young, strong guys, and we're still scoreless. Royals also enjoy Hispanic Heritage Night and post-game fireworks presented by Miller Lite. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time. Miller Lite, official beer of your Chicago White Sox. No score, bottom of the 4th inning. Scott Carroll last inning had a 5-pitch as he retired Kinsler, Torrey Hunter, and Cabrera. So here's Victor. He grounded out softly to Paulie on a good curveball from Carroll.
Between innings, Miguel Cabrera. He wants his team to wake up offensively. Not screaming at anyone individually, but we talked about him being one of the leaders. He's trying to take control of this ball club and will him to start scoring some runs.
You don't see that very often anymore. It used to be commonplace. Guys have different ways of leading.
Well, it helps if your best player is also a little fiery.
No question about it.
That helps.
I used to talk to the big Hurt about that, and I told him, I said, Hurt, I said, you play better when you got an edge. And he did. Boy, when he had a hedge on, you couldn't get him out. And here's one of the best competitors at the dish you'll ever see.
Martinez has a huge advantage in that he's fanned only 40 times in 545 at bats. So overwhelmingly, he's going to put the bat on the ball.
I think he's the hardest guy in the American League to strike out.
Well, you can certainly get him to 2 strikes quite often because there's pitches that he just doesn't like. You know, waiting for one where you make a mistake.
About the mindset of making something constructive. It's understanding the negative. If you can understand the negative, then you have a chance to turn it into a constructive thought. And I'll give you an example. If you can, as a young hitter, and you're facing major league pitching, if you can go to the plate and you're facing a Max Scherzer or top of his game, or Justin for a top of his game, or Chris Sale's top of his game, and you go for 4, you have to have that mirror look at you and understand that guy is a better pitcher than you are a hitter. If you can understand that.
Yeah, for that night,
yes,
you're right.
If you can understand that, now it makes it easier the next time you face them. Plus the fact you're going to also be able to differentiate when you know you're a better hitter than that pitcher on the mound. So those are the guys that you will mostly take care of. You're not going to make a living hitting off those guys. No, those guys are going to get you out.
I'm not sure how many guys make a living off the 1s and 2s and the premier closers. Now, the great hitters will hit those guys on occasion.
The great ones will.
Yeah, but you're going to make a living on most of the 3s and 4s and 5s as far as the starters are concerned, and you're going to usually
the first and second men out.
Yeah, I was usually taking advantage of those guys they call middle relievers.
Yeah, but you've got to understand those guys are just better pitchers than you are a hitter, and that's not being negative. That's taking a negative and turning it into something positive. Tops that breaking ball foul. Count hangs at 3 balls 2 strikes to the 35-year-old veteran.
Victor's really battled in this at bat. Spoiling good pitch after good pitch. As you can see, Scott is trying to do everything he can. Up, down, in, out. See who wins the battle.
So there is the vetted leadoff walk. Second base on balls issued by Scott. And here comes J.D. Martinez. He ripped a single in the left field, leading off the second inning.
Victor leads this team in walks. That's one of the ways you get an on base percentage up over 400, which for a guy who's a slugger is very good.
That's after the walk. And that's coming from the best hitter in the game. Yanks that one foul.
Down by Dave Clark, third base coach.
That's one reason I love that guy. I've only met him one time. That was the last time they were in Chicago at the hotel. Harris and I were spending a couple nights there at Weston. But I have loved watching Miguel Cabrera play because of the way he plays the game. I'll tell you where you can get some good information on guys when you don't know them, or when you see them and you wonder a little bit about it, is asking the clubhouse guys.
That's always been that way.
Clubhouse guys absolutely love Cabrera. And not just so much for the, he's very generous, but not so much for that, just the way he conducts himself in the clubhouse.
That off the mask of Fegley.
Victor at first, nobody out. And the 1-2 pitch.
Miguel Cabrera has great eyes, because you can't be that good a hitter without great eyes. And that being said, when he looks at that scoreboard, he realizes Kansas City's ahead of Cleveland 2-0 heading into the top of the 5th inning. This becomes the most current must win for these Tigers.
Count 2-2. JD 4 for 4 lifetime off Scott. Now make it 4 for 5. Here you go.
He throws a very good slider, keeps it down, keeps it on the outer third, and the first big out of the inning.
I don't think Victor is going to be running.
He has run on occasion, but I don't think this is the occasion.
No, he's 3 for 5 in stolen bases.
It's not his long suit.
Here's Castellanos. He grounded to Paulie. Short lead by Victor. Close pitch, didn't get it. Castellanos and Royals first baseman Eric Hosmer, teammates in high school. American Heritage down in Florida, they won the 2008 national title. Two-0 pitch. That ball hit in center field. It's going to fall for a base hit. Not hit hard, but he gets the job done.
Looks like he got a slider. It was out away. It wasn't a strike, and he caught it off the end of the bat. Not a bad idea for a 2-0 pitch when most hitters are looking fastball. Looked like Nick on this pitch was looking away. He expanded his zone, and the third hit of the night against Scott Carroll.
Here's the Tiger catcher, Alex Avila. Struck out swinging at a curveball. Softly hit. They take the out at first, so 2 down. Ducks on the pond. So here's Suarez. He drew a walk. That was in the 2nd inning.
I don't think that's something that Scott wants to duplicate. Eugenio swings an okay bat, probably not near as good as Rajai Davis. And that walk kept the 2nd inning alive. Davis grounded out to end the inning. But that's not recommended.
Curveball strike. And that's sinker low. Softly hit. And that'll retire the side, so he pitches out of a jam, and we're into the 5th. Sox score 5 or more runs, you get 50% off your entire online order at papajohns.com with the promo code SOX5 the following day. Now that is at participating Papa John's locations. So better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Top of the 5th inning, Konerko, Simeon, Fagley to face David Price, giving up 2 hits. No walks, has 3 strikeouts. First pitch right there at 90.
One of the problems that Price has had is that because his control is so good, he's had a lot of hitters jumping on the first or second pitch, knowing that he's going to be around the zone with probably both of them. Price came into action tonight, 36 walks and 232 in the 3rd inning. And he doesn't have any through 4 this evening. So that's unbelievable as far as control is concerned.
That ball hit hard. Martinez is there. And it's a hang whoop'em for Paulie. Here's Simeon. Marcus struck out on a 3-2 check swing slider down and in. Outfield straight up, spaced about equidistant. 2-1. Kansas City now leading Cleveland 3-0, top of the 5th. Count evens at 2.
This entire at bat from Price has been everything away to Marcus. On the pitch tracks, we'll show you that only one pitch in the zone.
A full count. Second time a full count, and second time struck out on a bad pitch.
4 strikeouts. That ball down in the dirt. Avila will apply the tag.
So here's Fegley. Josh fouled out to Cabrera at first base, who made a real good catch over the shoulder. Kansas City now leading 5-0. Salvador Perez got a fastball from Danny Salazar and just laced it over the head of Michael Brantley. If you're just tuning in, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th, a 1-1 count. 0-2-0 for us, 0-3-0 for them.
That backdoor breaking ball, as well as a backdoor cutter, has been a staple for Price this year. Jeff Jones and the Tigers, Jeff Jones, their pitching coach, would like him to throw a few more sliders inside to the right-hand hitters. That's a fastball away, however. Pretty good pitch. Spoiled by Josh. That was perfect. Blowing away on the black. Looking to punch him out. Couldn't get it by him.
And that one's top foul.
Threw him a good change there and still kept it away. He was able to stay alive again.
Takes it up. And another full count. Once again, a reminder. It's Saturday, Paul Konerko Day, so make your plans to be with us. Get your family, your children. And let's fill that ballpark up for him. Give him something to remember. And all of us something to remember about one of our franchise's greatest players. That ball hit high, stretch, deep. Martinez back at the fence, jumps and makes the catch. Looked for a moment like it was going to get out of here, but it did not. And we're halfway home, scoreless. Good man to keep off the bases, leading off here in their half of the fifth.
He will bunt on occasion, but even though it's not all that often, you still have to play him close to the corners.
Chops that one down foul. He grounded out to Marcus Semien with 2 on 2 out back in the second inning. And yanks that one foul.
What a nice play by J.D. Martinez as he sets up. He's tracking this ball all the way. He knows exactly where he is as he drifts back to the wall. And This is out of the ballpark if he doesn't catch it. David Price. We're seeing visions of his 26th home run given up this year.
And the leadoff man is a board. Davis, 33 for 43 in stolen bases.
Davis is thinking about 2 as he gets a changeup, low and in, but thinks better of it as Tank comes up and throws a strike to second base. He put on the brakes in a hurry.
We got some outfielders out there that can throw.
And
all 3 of them.
For the most part, pretty accurate. Pretty good career numbers in stolen bases. When you're running anywhere close to 80% and you've got over 300 bags, that's pretty impressive.
Kinsler has struck out and gone out to center. Breaking ball strike. We mentioned Davis has always been a pain in the behind to us. He's 24 career steals against us.
Not a great pitch to run here because it's too easy to call a pitch out. Josh Phegley looking at Mark Parent to see what he might want. He broke his hip to go, but Davis went back to first base. Omar not leaving anything to chance. He's reading the signs from Dave Clark right along with Rajay Davis.
There he goes. And that's out number 1.
Hit and run on. So Davis in scoring position. And you'd have to think on any kind of base hit because of the respect for Torrey Hunter's power. Davis is going to score.
Torrey Hunter has fouled out to Konerko and gone out to left.
Boy, he had a terrific idea when he saw Marcus Semien back at third. If he gets this ball on the grass, it's not only a base hit, but undoubtedly Davis gets the third with Cabrera standing in the on deck circle.
That's the reason it was a good concept. There he goes. And it's 1-0 Tiger. Davis has always been a pain in the derriere of our White Sox.
It's going to be stolen base. It's going to be E2. Marcus Semien covering. Then can't get to his left fast enough. Good job of recognition by Rajai Davis, seeing that ball trickle away and realizing that nobody could get to it in time.
Big hack. Well, Tigers got shut out for the 10th time last night, 2-0. So they break their 13-inning scoreless streak. Wouldn't think it, but they've been shut out more than we have. We've been shut out 8 times this year.
Very surprising in that they lead the league offensively and by a wide margin. But it's been feast or famine for them for quite some time.
And the 2-2 pitch. That ball hit hard. Boy, he waited on that nicely, but we got a man there.
Long way to go for Adam Eaton as he goes into the gap. The spacious gaps. He reaches down, gets a curveball, gets most of it. But in this big ballpark, if you're not pulling the ball, you better get all of it into those gaps.
You know, there's some players that have great offensive speed, and there are some players that have great defensive speed. I think he has better defensive speed than he does offensive speed.
Right now he does, especially as far as stolen bases are concerned, but I think he's going to refine that.
I do too. He's got, all it is just a technique.
And learning, I mean, look, you learn how to read pitchers, you get a key, that stays your key. Every pitcher has a different key, whether it's for right-hander, the left shoulder, the back knee, sometimes the foot, depending. But if you can pick that up, if you can get a key and they're different for every different pitcher, you can steal bases without great speed.
Well, there also is something called a feel for stealing bases.
Of course.
And you got to have a feel. You got to develop a feel. Before you can develop a feel, you got to have a technique. So that big left-hander's got a 1-0 lead up to now. 1-2 the count to Cabrera, who has doubled and then fouled out to Konerko. Adam Eaton can go a long way to get a catch on that drive into left center or right center. Got him. But the leadoff single by Davis. He steals second, third, scores on the error, and it's 1-0. offers breathtaking views of U.S. Cellular Field and delicious food and beverage options for you to enjoy prior and during White Sox games. So that's Mark Zucker and his crew. They do a tremendous job. So 312-674-1000.
Don Cooper going over to talk with Scott. Sure, he's pretty much talking about maybe looking a few times to second base. He's made some great pitches tonight.
Yes, he has.
This is a really good performance in what is a must for the Tigers. He's held down a very potent offense.
Well, he's put himself in a position now that when he goes out there, you expect him to give you a good performance.
Just keeping that sinker down, throwing the occasional breaking ball, taking a page. And of course, he did it before Chris Bassett got here. But watching that performance last night, he gave Scott a blueprint on how to neutralize some pretty good hitters.
Throwing strikes and changing speeds, as there is a strike to Carlos. He lined out to Rajai Davis in center field. That's upper tank right side. 2-2. Well, I look at that scoreboard and I see just a young Aguilera Ordonez. The picture they got of him up there. He's had some 3-2 counts tonight. David Price has.
Despite that, hasn't had a whole lot of pitches. Just 63 on the way. And has yet to walk anybody.
One out. Adam Eaton, a strikeout and a line shot single past Castellanos at third. Start us off right here with one down. Out and around that one. So it's 1-1. Outfield around to the left. Big gap out there in right center. Two down.
The Tigers, they stay home. The Royals, they got to be road warriors. 2 at the Indians, 4 at U.S. Cellular Field for the Royals. 1.5 more for the Tigers with our ball club, and 4 with the Twins right here at Comerica Park. That should be a huge advantage for the Tigers.
Corners in close where Alexei takes the bunt, takes the strike. Well, tomorrow in the finale here, Chris Sale against Justin Verlander. So we'll have the game for you right here on Comcast. It'll be a 12:08 Central start. And the count 1-1. Then on Thursday, James Shields against Jose Quintana. On Friday, Hector Noesi against Jeremy Guthrie. On Saturday, Johnny Danks against Danny Duffy, and that might be the last time you'll have a chance to see Paul Konerko. It'll be Paul Konerko Day, so make your plans to be with us. Bring your family and your children out, so they'll have something to remember him by. And then in the final game of the season on Sunday, Chris Bassett against Yordano Ventura, who was so impressive against us in Kansas City.
And he's making a duplicate with a 2-hitter against Cleveland tonight.
That ball shot by Castellanos. So Alexei picking up his 34th double.
This ball is hit so hard that Castellanos, who was over toward the line, doesn't have a chance to get the glove down. Just a rocket by him. You see, he was shading the line. I mean, he's almost on top of it. But that ball comes up, hits the top of the glove, and that's a tying run out at second base.
And here's Abreu, who has struck out and grounded to short. High pop up. Right side, Torrey Hunter. And that'll retire the side. We've completed 5.5 when we trail it 1-0.
Highlights, scores, and up to the second news about your favorite teams. Download CSN Chicago app today. Available for iPad, iPhone, and Android.
$33,213. That's below their season's average of $35,995. Great fans here in Detroit. Victor Martinez, J.D. Martinez, and Nick Castellanos. Gap out there in left center. Paulie back several steps off the line at first. 1-4-0 for them, 0-3-1 for us. Carlos has got him. One out to J.D., who has singled hard into left and struck out. There's a chopper to Hopper. And 2 out.
From a pitching standpoint, you love to see those big right-hand hitters try to pull something away. That fastball was up and away. Try to pull it, an easy 6-3.
Here's Castellanos. He is grounded to Paulie, also single softly in the center. And he takes first pitch strike. And that's going foul. Baltimore leading the Yankees 5-1. Top of the 6th inning in the Bronx.
Baltimore still pressing to try to get the best record in the league. They came in at 93-63, 30 over. But the Angels 96-61, 35 over. It's a huge advantage.
Well, Mariners really scuffling. Toronto leading them 8-2, bottom of the 6th up at the Rogers Center.
The Mariners on the verge of falling out of this wild card race, leaving Oakland and whoever loses the Central to go head-to-head in a one-and-done wild card. That's a tough game. When you play 162 and now you're one and done, that's why everybody's grinding to win the division.
Well, we had a game 163. Won it 1-0.
Yeah, but that was 3 one-and-dones that year.
Pittsburgh leading Atlanta 3-2. That's in the bottom of the 6th as you look at the American League wild card race. And once again the 0-2. Alex Avila on deck. Yeah, when you get to September and tight races, you usually don't see a barrage of runs.
Well, one of the teams you don't want to face right now is the one Seattle's facing, and that's Toronto. They're really hitting the baseball.
Yeah, the teams that are out of it got a better chance of hitting, scoring more. They call it pressure. Biggest killer of performance, pressure. Here's the payoff pitch. And a nice 1-2-3 inning.
It's accessible from the 100, 300, and 500 levels. Young Sox fans can learn baseball fundamentals from Chicago White Sox Training Academy coaches. The space features batting and pitching cages, base running areas, and baseball skill instruction. It's all from Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. So it'll be Garcia, Viciedo, and Konerko face David Price, who's given up just 3 hits and no runs. Has yet to walk a hitter. He's fanned 5. And Price has had to be that good because Scott Carroll has been that good, with 1 error leading to the only run scored.
And here's Avi. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded to third. Then last time up in the 4th inning, hit one very deep out there and to almost straightaway center field, taking Davis back to the track. Viciedo on deck, Konerko in the hole. Cues that one down past Debo. Got him. Fastball up and away.
Strikeout number 6. He gets ahead, puts him away with a pitch out of the zone. And that's only 76 pitches with 1 out here in the 7th. So David Price has been pretty economical with 3 hits and no walks. And the last thing he wants to see is that bullpen coming into his game.
Here's Viciedo, 1 for 2, a double.
Price has 3 complete games this year, but just 1 in 9 starts for the Tigers.
So he called that first pitch a strike that was off the zone, as that one was. Count 1-1. Breaking ball, checks it up and fouls it off.
Pretty impressive numbers so far for David Price. Tigers will have him for next year contractually. And if they do indeed lose Scherzer, they'll have a lot of money to spend.
At Kansas City Cleveland game now in the top of the 7th, still 5-0 Royals. Call him a terrible pitch. I mean, that's brutal.
Well, it's a backdoor breaking ball, and there's no doubt in this at bat, Tank had the bat taken out of his hands because 2 pitches were well off the outside corner.
That's awful. So here's Konerko. Ball has gone deep to right, and he's lined hard to left. One and one to count. Castellanos got plenty of time, knows it. So 7th inning stretch. We trail at 1-0.
game. Tweet your photo to the hashtag Chicago Fan Photo for a chance to be shown on our broadcast. Brought to you by AT&T.
Bottom of the 7th inning in a 1-0 Tiger lead. It'll be the lower third of their order. Avila, Suarez, and Rajai Davis. '29-year-old right-hander. High and away.
Belisario and Snodgrass loosening in the pen.
In that Kansas City game, Hosmer 2 for 4, 2 runs scored. Butler 2 for 3, 3 runs scored with an RBI. Gordon 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And there's a ball that bounces off the leg, but he's still going to be held to a single. Ball hit him pretty good.
Well, it looked like the World Cup there for a second, because this ball caromed off the shin and bounded a long way. Fortunately, Avila does not run well. Sinking line drive. Actually right on the kneecap.
It's a good thing Mark Burley's not here. Tomorrow when he came to the park, he'd have a glove taped to his knee.
Or he'd give him some shin guards.
So here comes Robin. What a nice game pitched by Scott Carroll. 6 innings, 1 run. That is a quality start against a first place team. So he'll depart and we'll be back. Contests and special giveaways by purchasing Sox Social tickets. So visit whitesox.com/Sox Social.
Ronald Belisario comes in the ball game. He's 4-8, ERA 5.37, up for the 61st time. And he's got Avila at first base. Nobody out in what looks like a bunt situation for Suarez. He's got 4 sacrifices this year. There's Scott Carroll. Did a whale of a job. It's a couple of walks with 4 strikeouts, 5 hits and 6+. With Avila, his responsibility.
There's a bunt going foul. Now they got to play it second. Take your time.
Nice play by Ronald. Josh Phegley's going to call this. The play is behind Belisario. Throws a strike, and they cut down the lead man. Now we're going to see a pinch runner for Suarez. Andrew Romine comes on, and he is a base stealing threat. He swiped 10 of them, been caught twice.
So good speed at first, and here is Rajay Davis, 1 for 2 at single, leading off the 5th. Picked up a couple of stolen bases and scored on the arrow.
Here's our Xfinity high-speed action replay. And there goes Davis. Throw into short left field. That's the only run of the ball game.
That's off the glove.
You would think it would be E5, but we'll wait for the official scorekeeper. Looked like you might have had a shot at 2. Instead, there are 2 on, runners at the corners. Reading the play all the way. And Viciedo came very close to throwing to third, which would have been a huge mistake. With the speed of Rajay Davis, he would have coasted into second.
Here's a leadoff hitter, Ian Kinsler, who has struck out. Fly at the center and grounded to short. Davis, decent lead. And there's strike 1.
Kinsler's gone into 19 double plays. That's second on the ball club in that department.
Runners at the corners, 1 out, 1-1 to Kinsler.
You're not going to see 2 straight pitch outs, so if Davis does want to go, here's the pitch.
So it's 2-0.
'87 driven in for Kinsler. And now that error looms very large in this inning. That was a slider that didn't have the late break. Kinsler stayed with it all the way.
So good speed aboard. And here's Torrey Hunter. Torrey is 0 for 3. He's fouled out to Canerco, gone out to left, and then went out very deep to left center field. It's
2 bases.
3-0. Kinsler will have to go back to third.
This could very well be a lucky break. As Belsara gets that fastball in. Gets by Marcus. And a fan, I believe, touched it.
And for Hunter, that's his 32nd double. And here is Cabrera with first base open. Takes that fastball strike at 93. Miguel is 1 for 3. He had a double in the first inning. That was his 51st double, a new career high for him.
Even idea how normally this works. You got Miguel Cabrera, 2-time MVP. He's only drawn 10 intentional walks because he's got Victor Martinez behind him. You got Victor Martinez, who's drawn 26 intentional walks. Because it doesn't matter who's behind him. He's not going to be Miguel Cabrera or Victor Martinez.
Chops that one foul. And another chopper foul. Three 7-0 for them, 0-3, and a big 2 for us. A little bit low. That's what he can do so well. Use those short arms, fight off pitches, and even hit them hard at times. Keep it fair.
This ball is way inside. He's able to fight it off.
Got him. 2 down.
Good sinker. And now you probably figure that Victor Martinez picks up his 27th intentional walk.
So they're going to go ahead and put him on. Kansas City is taking charge of that game. 7-0. They lead it. Bottom of the 7th inning. So that'll bring up J.D. Martinez. J.D. single leading off the 2nd. He struck out in the 4th, and he grounded to short in the 6th.
Time now for the AT&T Uverse Multiview. Bases full of Tigers.
Little quick pitch right there. So the count very quickly 0-2. He gone. But we give them 2 runs. First rule in baseball, you got to catch the ball. MLB.com At Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At Bat brings you baseball wherever you are with live look-ins, with replay reviews, scores, stats, highlights, live radio broadcasts, MLB TV Game of the Day, and much more. So get this award-winning MLB.com At Bat for your smartphone or tablet. Visit the App Store or MLB.com today.
Andrew Romine stays in the game to play short after pinch running. And Don Kelly checks in the game defensively at third.
So here's Marcus. We can still get this guy. Come on. Marcus over 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Takes strike 1. Toronto leading Seattle 10-2. Bottom of the 8th in Canada. One out. So here's Fegley. He fouled out to Cabrera, who made a real good catch over the shoulder on him. And then he had a home run taken away on a nice catch by J.D. Martinez, who timed it perfectly, went up and brought it back in.
Michael Clado listening in the pen.
Just tuning in, Scott Carroll, 6 innings, 1 run, 5 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. He really pitched well. High, Torrey Hunter. Two down.
Pretty impressive. Not a walk, although he's had a few 3-2 counts. And now he's got himself a 3-run lead.
Sanchez lined hard to center and going out to right. And the count 2-1. That ball hit well in center field. He got some speed out there. Sanchez has swung the bat well tonight. Meanwhile, he has come up empty, and we'll go to the bottom of the 8th, trailing 3-0.
Clado. There you look at the numbers. ERA just under 5. Nobody hits him very well, but 22 walks and 27 in the third. Probably is not going to get it. It's going to be Don Kelly to lead it off. He came in the game defensively and hitting in Castellanos' spot.
This is Detroit's all-purpose player. Plays anywhere and does it well. Takes first pitch strike. That one at 96. Oh, had him way out in front. Nice from Michael.
The way he grips the baseball here, you'd think that was a split change. You can throw that in the zone, it's going to be a lot more effective.
Here you go.
A couple of split changes. Nice stop by Josh. And Kelly's down on strikes.
So here's Alex Avila. Started off that 7th with a single. Hard single in the right. He's 1 for 3. That fastball at 96. Michael may have found himself a new toy.
Well, he's thrown 3 of them. They've all been strikes, 1 out of the zone, but it's a wipeout pitch. And anywhere from 84 to 86.
If you're going to mess with it, that's where to mess with it. Two down.
Good location, good late movement.
So here's Romine making his first plate appearance. Suarez had walked, grounded to short, bunted into a 1-6 fielder's choice. Two balls and a strike. Bottom of the 8th now in Cleveland, still 7-0 Kansas City. Bottom of the 7th in the Bronx, 5-2 Baltimore. Top of the 9th in Atlanta, 3-2 Pittsburgh. Pirates are hanging tough. Tampa Bay leading Boston 5-1. That's in the top of the 8th at Fenway. So good speed aboard. And here comes Rajay Davis. St. Louis is tied the Cubs at 3. That game in the top of the 6th. Toronto thumped Seattle. Wow, 10-2. Mariners really having a tough go.
That was King Felix on the mound taking a beating.
Later on, Giants taking on the Dodgers in LA. There you go.
That's the 11th stolen base for Romine. Got a pretty good jump. In fact, got a very good jump. Josh did as good as he could do getting it down there, but hand in before the tag.
Looks like you got him from that angle. Josh taking his time. And here comes Robin. So he's going to be out probably. Mike Winters, crew chief. The other angle is a better angle.
Well, in this situation, Robin's got nothing to lose. It's late. And the question, as it will always be in situations like this, definitive proof is necessary to overturn the call.
In the best interest of the game. Conclusive proof. Those two phrases.
Well, it could very well be, if he is determined safe, it's because he went in with the right hand instead of the left. And as he went by, then he hooked the bag with his left hand. If he goes straight ahead with the left arm, he's going to be out definitely. Let's see who gets a call. Stolen base 11. Call stands.
Inconclusive would be the word he'll use. So here's Davis. Nice pick. Two out, 2-1 the count. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for them. They have stranded 8. No runs, 3 hits, big 2 errors for us. We have stranded 3. And the count evens at 2. Make your plans to be with us tomorrow. Pretty good pitching matchup. Chris Sale for us against Justin Verlander for them. That game right here on Comcast Sportsnet. And after the game, we'll board our charter, come home for the Final Four of 2014 against Kansas City. Saturday being Paul Konerko Day, so make your plans to be there. Bring your families, bring your children, so they will always have something to remember. He strikes out the side, and we're into the 9th.
Light, and it's our Miller moment, and it came before the game even started. It was a ceremony honoring Paul Konerko. Omar Vizquel gave him a base, a photo, and part of the clay from the right-handed batter's box here at Comerica Park,
where he has enjoyed a lot of success in his career. A lot of clutch hits, big home runs. And of course, I'll never forget something very, very dramatic that's never happened before in the history of the game. In consecutive at-bats, Jermaine Dye and Paul Konerko hit their 300th home runs.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Something we're not going to see anytime soon.
No. Nice catch. 0-2 the count. Adam, who's 1 for 3, a couple strikeouts and a solid single.
Fans gave David Price a tremendous ovation when he came out for the night.
And deservedly so. That's back through the middle into center field for a base hit. So let's get some runs. Let's give him a finish at least and get some mo for tomorrow.
This one out away. It's a cutter. Takes it right back up the middle. And Joe Nathan loosening in the pen.
39-year-old veteran. Boy, he has been a good one in his career. Wow. So here's Alexei. He's gone out to center, popped to second, and doubled. Takes the pitch off the plate again for a strike. How many times have our hitters been put in the hole tonight with a bad pitch? Quite a few. And there's a shot down into the corner. Here comes Adam. They're going to hold him now on the second double of the game by Alexei. And we got something going.
This changeup was out away, but it had the play. And for Joe McEwing, maybe if that's a go-ahead run on the road, you take a gamble and send it. 3 runs down with nobody out, you hold them right there.
So here is Jose, 0 for 3. A strikeout, a ground out, and a pop-up. That ball had right field bleacher seats written all over it. And it was about 4 inches outside.
If it wasn't a whole batter's box away.
I'm telling you, his coverage is something.
Well, he figures almost all night long Price has been staying away, and he was looking out there.
And another approach, good approach to that one. Little gamesmanship now. There are a lot of hitters that absolutely hate that. And for some, it doesn't bother them at all. Once again, the 0-2.
Biggest pitch of the game to date. Backdoor breaking ball just off the plate. And 1 out.
So here's Avi. He is grounded to third, went out deep to center, taking Davis back on the track, and he struck out. 8 strikeouts now. For Price. Starts him off with a changeup. Viciato on deck. And there's a base hit up the middle. Here comes 1. Here comes 2. And it's a 3-2 ball game.
Well, you got to wonder how long Brad Osmus is going to go with David Price. And maybe the wondering is over. He let him face the 2 big right-handers, Abreu and Garcia. Avi burned him. Driving in runs 28 and 29. Making this game a 1-run game. He's going to stay with him.
And Tank, he's 1 for 3, a double, a pop-up, and last time had the bat taken right out of his hands with bad calls.
Well, it could very well be for Brad Osmus. He figures that a tiring David Price is better than a fresh Joe Nathan.
Well, also, Price has been scuffling with him in that Tiger uniform.
There he is. There he is. He was brilliant tonight.
Oh, yeah. And Osmus. I like managers who will allow pitchers to talk them into staying in a ball game. That's popped up in the right field. 2 down. So wouldn't this be nice? Here comes Paulie. Paulie has gone out deep to right. He's gone out very hard to left, and he's grounded to third. Three 7-0 for them, 2-6-2 for us. Takes ball 1. One time 14. He has these.
He's got
33,000 something to remember you for a long time.
He's got one left. It's a nice time for it.
That's off the plate. He's been giving Price that pitch and further all night long. Sometimes 3 or 4 inches off the plate.
That's a pretty good one. That one shaved off the outside corner. A little backdoor cutter away.
Meanwhile, the count is 1-2. That ball into left field for a base hit. Bobby now is going to make the turn going to third. Runners at the corners, 2 down.
Now Paul's going to leave for a pinch runner. It'll be Moises Sierra as he keeps it alive. This is a great pitcher's pitch. This one low and away. A straight change. He's able to drop it into left field.
And Marcus really looking for a redeemer.
So very good speed at first, and Moises Sierra, he represents a go-ahead run.
Marcus is 0 for 3. He's due. One time, Marcus. One time, buddy. Count evens at 1. Outfield straight up, spaced about equidistant. Kelly off the line down at third. And you forget about wild pitches. He has none. Two balls and a strike. That 1-1 pitch was huge. This will be pitch number 114. Zone him in, reel him in, and light him up. There's a base hit. This ball game is tied at 3. Marcus Semien gets his redeemer. Yes. Don't stop now, boys.
Marcus drives in run number 25, catches it off the end of the bat. It's low and away. And with 5 hits, and 3 runs so far in the 9th. The gamble to leave David Price in the ball game has come back to bite Brad Ausmus.
I love managers that let pitchers talk them into staying in the game.
So as he steps out, so will we in a 3-3 tie with Joe Nathan finally coming in the game. '60th time, non-save situation, but he's got the go-ahead run 90 feet away, and he's going to face Connor Gillespie. There you look at some numbers that are un-Nathan-like, and for whatever reason, he seems to have fallen off the cliff this year, because he had a great run at it last year. With Texas, he was 6-2, a 1.39 ERA in 67 appearances. And he had 43 saves. This year, it's been a roller coaster ride for him and a whole lot of down.
So here is Gillespie. Bagley was 0 for 3.
Connor 4 for 7 as a pinch hitter with a home run and 4 driven in.
Good speed at first, good speed at third. Now feels straight up, spread out a little bit. Nathan does have 4 wild pitches. Right here, Connor. Right here, buddy. High pop up. Get out of here. It will. 4-0's back. And the count 1-1. For their guys in the 9th, it'll be the top of the order. Kinsler, Hunter, Cabrera. Two balls and a strike. That fastball at 92. Pitch way off the plate. So the count 3-1 with Marcus Sanchez on deck. That's Carlos Sanchez, I should say. Marcus Semien at first. Moises Sierra at third. And that will load him up. And Carlos has swung the bat well tonight. He's 0 for 3. He's lined hard to center, gone out to right, and then fly deep to center. Sacks packed with Sox in a 3-3 tie. If you're just tuning in, we have scored 3 runs here in the top of the 9th.
I certainly would assume there's some very interested spectators in Cleveland, where Kansas City won their ball game.
That's outside. Come on, Carlos. Right man, right place, right time, right now.
First time Carlos Sanchez has ever been up with the bases loaded.
That ball hit well, but that's not going to get it done. Meanwhile, we come up with 3. We tie it. We go to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 3.
Jake at 1-5, the ERA 2.75, and on for the 65th time. They try to ease his role into a closer. 14 out of 18, not too bad first time around. And the top of a very potent Tiger order to face him. So some changes as far as the Sox are concerned. Connor Gillespie, who came out a pinch hit and drew a walk, stays at third base. Andy Wilkins comes in. Paul Konerko was taken down for a pinch runner. He's at first. Tyler Flowers comes in the game behind the plate.
Oh, here we go. Kinsler, Torrey Hunter, and Cabrera. Just tuning in, we gave them 2 of their 3 runs. So here's Kinsler. He's 1 for 4 with an RBI. First pitch strike. Good pitch, didn't get it. Top of the zone. And there's a chopper over the head of Gillespie for the leadoff single.
Second hit for Kinsler. And now it does put very good base runner at first.
15 for 19 in stolen bases. And you get a man who can handle a bat coming up. And Torrey Hunter, who is 1 for 4 with an RBI double.
Hunter was in thinking that Kinsler might be laying it down. And he eased it over his head. Gillespie in again and over toward the line. Hunter with 0 sacrifices this year.
Torrey has always been a good situational hitter. You can hit the ball all over the park.
Problem is, if you bunt him here, you take the bet out of the hands of Cabrera.
They're not going to bunt him here, I don't think.
Nope, I wouldn't think so.
So, 1-0 the count.
Hunter with a long look down at Dave Clark, third base coach. Outfield, a step toward right center. Huge gap in left center. That scores a winning run.
Well, just from a gapper here, that's when the outfielders got to hit the cutoff man. Meanwhile, it's 2-0. He's got the catbird seat.
Kinsler's got a very big lead at first base when he takes his lead.
Now Torrey wants him to go for him again. Good lead by Kinsler. They have three runs on 8 hits, no errors. We have 3 runs, 8 hits, and 2 huge errors. He goes back to the catbird seat. 2 on. And here comes Cabrera. Miggy 1 for 4 at double in the first inning.
Cabrera's ground into 21 double plays this year. That's tops on the ball club in that department. Tyler Flowers out to have a word with Jake. Going through his set of signs with Kinsler at second base.
And that Kansas City game, Hosmer, couple of hits, couple of runs scored. Billy B, 2 for 4, 3 runs scored, RBI. Alex, 2 for 4, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs. Perez, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs. Infante, 1 for 3, 2 RBIs. Checks it up. He did not go. 7-13-1 for the Royals, 1-5-1 for the Indians. Ventura 14-10. Giordano, what a good-looking young pitcher he is. And Salazar is a good-looking young pitcher. He took the loss. He's 6-8. Right here, the 1-0. And this ball game is over.
Miguel Cabrera driving in run number 105, and it's a game winner.
And there is our GMC professional grade player of the game. One of the great hitters this game has ever seen. Miguel Cabrera. And let's take a look at the Central. Updated. There you see Tigers maintain. That's a huge game for Detroit tonight. Blowing a 3-0 lead to us at the top of the ninth. Come back and win it in the bottom of the ninth. So tough loss for us. And for my partner Steve Stone, our director Jim Angio, our producer Todd Benjaminson, our associate producer Keon Dolashahi, our technical manager Mark Harper, the mayor, Mean Joe Group, also the executive producer, Jim Corno Jr. And for Jeff Morrell, Pat Collar, Aaron Carr, Dan Lovell. This is a Hawk. So long, everybody. Coming up next, Subaru Postgame Live with Chuck and Bill. You've been watching White Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet.